Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Rafael Sanchez. We begin with a warning alarm from health officials. Indiana has 1 case of the measles and 34 cases of the mumps. The state is now urging MMR vaccinations for children as well as adults who have not had at least 2 doses. Call 6 Investigates found that vaccination rates, they vary greatly in Indiana depending on which county you live in. Monroe County, the home of Bloomington, has one of the highest vaccination rates in the state at 83%. The state average is 70%. Monroe County says partnerships are key. IU Health partners with the health department, public health clinics, as well as the schools. The Monroe County Community School Corporation holds vaccination clinics throughout the year in their elementary schools.
We would like to see the percentage as high as possible, but we know that there are some people that for various reasons have chosen not to vaccinate, and we want to be respectful of that as well.
Tonight on the news at 11, Call 6 Investigates digs into why thousands of Hoosier families choose not to vaccinate. We talked to a group that supports a parent's right to choose, as well as a doctor who says too many children are opting out. That's tonight on the news at 11. Hero teacher Jason Seaman getting special recognition for his efforts nearly 1 year ago this month. Seaman was among the 3 grand prize winners, earning $15,000 for Noblesville West Middle School. The science teacher credited for saving lives by pinning down a school shooter back on May the 25th of last year. Seaman was nominated for a Giving Joy Award offered by Norwegian Cruise Lines. As part of National Teacher Appreciation Week, he won a 7-day cruise and brought home $15,000 for his school. It is a great night to be outdoors. Of course, after watching the news at 7, you have to have some priorities. It has been a warm day out there today. Let's get right to Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. He's watching the news at 7. He's also watching what's happening outside. Good evening, Kevin.
Good evening, Rafael. The good news is you can watch the news at 7 and the sun doesn't set until 8:46. Still time to enjoy temperatures that are at 80 or above. That was our high today. Second time this year we've made it to 81 degrees, and the last time we'll make it in the next week, the way it looks like. Wind out of the southeast, that's bringing in the warm air and a touch of humidity, but still comfortable. Temperature in Indianapolis right at 80 degrees anywhere from Lafayette to Muncie south. Temperatures 80 or above. From Peru to the north in the 70s, but still above average. No rainfall in central Indiana. Will stay quiet until the overnight hours. Here comes some showers and thunder showers that will greet you for the morning drive tomorrow. That's at 7 a.m. Your temperatures overnight stay in the 60s, and they really don't change a whole lot during the day tomorrow. Morning rain with isolated thunderstorms, not expecting severe weather then. We'll talk about our hourly forecast through the afternoon and severe weather potential, and your Mother's Day weekend forecast all coming up.
And now at 7, the vote could be happening as we speak. The Hamilton Southeastern School Board deciding tonight on a new anti-discrimination policy. The proposed policy lists gender identity as a protected class, which is something the group HS Equal praises. That group was formed after controversial comments last month from one school board member who said being a member of the LGBT community was becoming cool and popular. If passed, an HSE school could discipline a student, teacher, or staff member for harassment or discrimination. The meeting for that vote is happening right now. We hope to bring you the results tonight on the news at 11. A Marion County deputy's job now in question after an inmate escaped custody, carjacked a woman, and led police on a chase. The Marion County Sheriff's Office says it's arrested Colin Triggs on warrants out of Boone County. And deputies were preparing to transfer him this morning when he was able to get free and run from the garage. Investigators say that Triggs ran to the nearby heliport, carjacked a woman there, and then took off. The deputies used OnStar to track the stolen vehicle, and they were able to arrest Triggs. The sheriff's office now says one of its deputies is under scrutiny.
We did have one of our deputies that didn't seem to be following our security protocol, which may have led to him being able to run up the ramp. And what I can tell you early on is from the sheriff himself is this deputy, his job is in jeopardy at this point for not following proper procedure.
The sheriff's office identifying the deputy as Ernest Wesley. Wesley, a 20-year veteran of the department. He is currently on administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal investigation. Look for some big changes on the parking meters in downtown Indianapolis. The QR codes that should make it easy to use the parking app will soon be replaced. Our Call 6 Investigates team found problems with the Park Indy app reading those QR codes, making it difficult for people to pay the meter. Our team also found people frustrated that the app at times did not recognize some of those parking meters around the downtown area.
It won't let us increase the amount of time other than 10 minutes, and we need much more than 10 minutes for our fun.
Is it a little frustrating that it's not working?
Yeah, it definitely is. I can't even get it to do anything. I can't even get it to the point where you can pick a time or anything. So I've tried, and I just give up and do it the way we just did it.
Park Indy tells RTV6 that the QR code technology is outdated and that they are now in the process of restickering the meter numbers, which will not include the QR code. Through RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers, we aim every day to make sure you know what jobs are available in real time. A Swedish company is investing in a project at Purdue to make training jets for fighter pilots. RTV6's Elena Martella details the $37 million deal there at Purdue's campus.
It's an exciting day here in the Hoosier State. Saab has announced they are partnering with Purdue University to help manufacture these TX Boeing fighter jets, which will help create 300 plus jobs here in West Lafayette.
It was a match made in heaven and a natural fit.
The plant will be in West Lafayette's Discovery Park District, just west of the Purdue campus, and the Air Force will use these TX Boeings manufactured at the plant to help train fighter and bomber pilots. Saab's CEO and president says the tipping point in choosing West Lafayette as its location is because of the ecosystem within the university and also the willingness from the governor and the state to push business.
Purdue, West Lafayette, and Indiana come out so well in the rank number one due to the ecosystem that we see and are used to have also, for example, in Sweden and other places. So we felt a little bit home here when we were coming and visiting and had a discussion with the people around here.
The plant won't only manufacture fighter jets, but will also use the partnership as an opportunity to expand and invest in research and development. Purdue University President Mitch Daniels says he's excited about the partnership and is hopeful it will attract scholars and students, as well as those who hope to eventually work for Saab following graduation. And the hope is to have all of this up and running by the end of 2020. From West Lafayette, Elena Martella, RTV6.
Working for you tonight, the cost of medicines can be a huge burden for many Hoosier families. This summer, drug companies will start listing their prices on their TV commercials. Our Annie Taylor reports on the extreme measures that some families are taking.
We believe patients deserve a clearer picture of what they can expect to pay at the pharmacy.
Johnson & Johnson became the first drug maker to reveal the prices of its prescription medicine this year. They included the list price and potential out-of-pocket costs that patients will pay. Health advocates we spoke with say transparency is great, but that's not going to lower drug costs. Leah Greenseed is a mother to a daughter with type 1 diabetes and says prices vary all the time.
It's really hard to talk about costs, but it's one of the most critical pieces to keeping her alive.
She recalls paying $700 once for her daughter's insulin. It wasn't until a family trip to Canada where drug prices for insulin changed. The insulin she brought for her daughter wasn't working, and they needed to stop at a pharmacy to get new pens.
I then was worried about how much it was going to cost. And when he told me what it was, which was about 1/10 of the price that we were paying in the United States, I got all teared up.
In the U.S., it cost her $490 for 5 insulin pens.
And I bought the same exact 5 pens for $93 in Canada.
She knows traveling to another country to buy insulin isn't the solution, but right now, it's worth it.
In our experience traveling, the insulin that we've used abroad is exactly the same formulation as the insulin in the United States.
Leah says, forget about the commercials. Let's focus on lowering drug prices altogether. I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
In Indiana, Governor Holcomb just signed a bill establishing a legislative study committee. That committee will meet this summer and dig into the rising cost of prescription drugs for Hoosier families. The cost of a popular vegetable looks to be on the rise. Arizona State University estimates the prices for tomatoes will soon be 40 to 85% higher because of the Trump administration just ending a trade deal with Mexico. The change means that Mexico has to pay a 17.5% tax on tomatoes it sends to the United States. Experts say that will mean short supplies as well as high prices. Now, this could all change if the U.S. and Mexico can reach an agreement on the deal. Now, there's a saying out there that if mama isn't happy, nobody's happy. So, fellas, it's time to pick up that mop and that broom, especially this Mother's Day weekend. A new study found that moms married to men are doing most of the housework. Specifically, moms do nearly 3 hours of housework per day. Researchers believe these numbers show married moms do more stereotypical roles, which means more time on the housework. Let's change that this weekend. Coming up at the track, it's not just a man's world, an up-close and personal look at what's it like for women in racing. Kevin?
Rain chances go way up tomorrow. Temperature will start its slide back down below average. We'll talk about the coverage that's important of the showers and storms coming up.
Only on RTV6 News.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
In a male-dominated industry, women are sure they can go toe-to-toe in the racing world. As we count down to this weekend's Grand Prix and the Indy 500 later this month, RTV6's Erin Lish is sitting down with some of the best female racers and gets an inside look at their lives.
As we inch closer and closer to those major races here in the month of May, we are talking about girl power on the track. If a man flies around IMS, she's an Indy Lights winner and wants to do the same in the IndyCar Series. After not making the cut last year for the Indy 500, she's back again for the challenge.
And I am really looking forward to opening day and getting to turn my first laps this year on Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
She follows in the footsteps of legends like Janet Guthrie, the first woman to run in the 500, and the youngest to compete, which was Sarah Fisher at only 19 years old.
You know, being in the cockpit of a race car was my favorite part. When I got into the car and was able to take off, you know, that was my world. That was my environment.
Mann says to grow the number of women in racing, it starts with funding.
By a lot of sponsors, women are still viewed as a risk. And this is partly due to the fact that there's still a portion of the fan base that struggles with us being out there on track.
But she believes this can change.
It's trying to help fund and provide opportunities to women on the ladder so that we can help raise the next generation of female racers.
Since retiring, Fisher is seeing those young racers while she hops in a midget car and turns up the dirt.
What's really neat for me is seeing a lot of the girls that are coming along in some of the feeder series. So, you know, having the opportunity to go race the Chili Bowl a couple times and seeing all the girls that are in midget racing on dirt and in go-karts. And for me, that's what's really cool because that's where it all starts.
Mann hopes more girls grow a passion for racing and the love of being on the track.
Be really determined and prepared to dig really deep. But don't let anybody else ever tell you not to chase after that dream.
Erin Lish, RTV6.
Fisher also started Speedway indoor karting, which will be back at IMS during the Indy 500 so that you can take some laps at the track. That should be a lot of fun. Of course, the weather today was perfect. We want the same thing for Grand Prix, Carburation Day, 500, Mother's
We would love
Day.
it. Here's the best thing. Grand Prix, chance of showers 20%.
Okay.
They can go in the rain, unlike the Indy 500. Right. So you don't want rain for the fans, but it could work. Okay, temperatures today above 80 degrees. Only the second time that's happened this year, 2019. Here's a long line of showers and thunderstorms. That's what's between us and much cooler temperatures on Friday. 81, our high temperature today. What happens Friday? Only 59 degrees. How about that? That is a big shift in the temperature, and low temperatures will be quite cool as well. Tomorrow, the periods of rain and thunderstorms, I think the coverage will be fairly spotty in the afternoon. We'll get to a dry, cool Friday, and then the minimal rain chances Saturday. Mother's Day, can't rule out some showers. Keep that in mind. As far as our rainfall potential for different models, hinting at around an inch of rain through the morning hours on Friday. Temperatures definitely drop below the average of 70 degrees. We'll spend temperatures in the 60s through early next week, and beyond. The 7-day forecast calls for below average temperatures. These are current statewide temperatures from Indy and Lafayette and Muncie South, temperatures at 80 or above. As far as severe weather, during the day tomorrow, from the Gulf Coast states to about the Ohio River, that's the slight risk area for severe storms. A low or marginal risk as you come into central Indiana. Through the day tomorrow, temperatures don't change much. We'll stay in the 60s tonight. Upper 60s tomorrow with periods of rain and thunderstorms. 7 a.m., some rain for the morning drive. 9 o'clock, Indy back down toward Bloomington and Terre Haute. That slides through at 11. Then as we get into 1 o'clock in the afternoon, another line forming and rolling through, and another line back to the west that may have a harder time holding together, but that's pushed in by the actual cold front. And then the new feel arrives. Temperatures in the 50s all day long on Friday. Into the weekend, we go a 60s kind of weekend. 62 Saturday, 20% chance for showers. Early next week, we warm from Mother's Day, high of 63 to the low 70s by Wednesday. We'll work back to average or above.
So keep the app handy because things can change, right?
Yep.
I mean, weather.
Storm Shield app, and it's free.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. Still ahead, the Drive to Succeed and the program paving a path to skills that can pay the bills, including going to college. You know what time it is? It is time for your nightly Hiring Hoosiers report right here, only on RTV6.
Friday, only at Ashley Home Store.
RTV6's Hiring Hoosiers is about linking you to jobs, skills, and the resources that you need to advance. And one local business is taking action to find the next generation of workers. They went to the local school district and made an investment in the teachers and the students. Now they're taking a closer look at the deal driving students to their future careers. Future mechanics in motion, learning everything about fixing your vehicle, from the engine to the fuel injection to the brakes system.
I find it interesting, yeah, and then I want to become like fixing cars.
Leslie Cuatlayo is a junior who believes these skills could help her pay for college and save money on regular car maintenance.
Sometimes I try to help my dad, help like change oil. You get to know other things instead of doing makeup and stuff. So for me, makeup's kind of like not like, it's a girly thing for me, but like mechanic, it's really cool.
Lawrence Township Schools partnered with Ed Martin Automotive to create this program at the McKenzie Center for Innovation and Technology. Since 2015, Ed Martin has contributed $75,000 annually to support all of this, especially with the latest equipment. Another bonus, students who graduate will find an employer willing to give the very best a break on an open job.
We are definitely in demand, and a lot of times they want to make sure that they have good soft skills, that they can speak to customers. Most of them say we'll train them, but we need to know that they have that basic foundation of having some experience working with employees or employer relationships, as well as just knowing the basics.
Beyond that vehicle program, the Ed Martin family also funded a scholarship to benefit a college-bound senior seeking an automotive career. You can find out more information about these programs by heading to our website, hiringhoosiers.com. And still ahead, dozens of major employers across varying career fields, and now they're hiring. How to get this chance when the Hiring Hoosiers report continues right here on RTV6.
Tomorrow on Good Morning Indiana.
After a warm and dry stretch of weather, rain returns to the forecast tomorrow.
Plus, if you're heading to IMS, pack the SPF. We're breaking down everything you need to know about sun safety if you're heading to the track. Join us from 4:30 to 7.
At Ross, yes for less.
Companies hiring for a wide range of jobs, and you can now possibly up the chances at this upcoming job fair. Put this on your calendar. This is good stuff. It's another Job News Indianapolis job fair at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. Among the companies that will be there to hire on May the 22nd, Allied Universal, FedEx Express, Spectrum, and many more. Again, this is happening 2 weeks from today, Wednesday, May the 22nd, from 10 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon at the Grand Hall at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. We have all of this information under our career resources page on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. So much to do.
I've never attempted something this bold.
Okay,
but I'm going to walk 4 dogs at one time in my forecast.
Wow.
This evening, temperatures work from 80 down to 72. We stayed dry. There are Roxy, Khaleesi, Andy, and Harriet.
Wow.
Hope they enjoyed the walk.
That's a lot of people, a lot of dogs, a lot of pets. Here,
keep the leashes from getting all tangled up.
Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Our next newscast at 11 is going dog walking.